Also, before I go any further, there are spoilers in this. Let me cut this to the... I'm going to put this in the front of the video. If y'all are seeing this now, I'm put it to the front of the video, but I started talking about Kagurabachi already. So if y'all don't want to get spoiled for Kagurabachi, leave now. Leave now. I will be talking about plot points. I'm reviewing this arc. I'm talking about panels. I'm showing panels. I'm spoiling everything if you haven't read it yet. I am talking about Kagurabachi, and I will be spoiling because this is what I read. This is a review. Spoilers coming now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my world. It's World Pass here with another review video today. Okay, so listen, real quick. I'm gonna shift to this format for Kagurabachi going forward so that I can catch up to the weekly. It's a weekly manga, right? I can catch up to it eventually. This is a way faster way. I don't have to spend all this time recording each and every reaction to certain chapters. It's just gonna be a lot. Maybe you guys in the comments can give me certain chapters I should be reacting to, and you can let me know if this chapter is good enough to react to, if that chapter is good enough to react to. But till then, I gotta catch up, so I'm just going to review each arc, I should say. Each arc I'm going to review, and that brings us here to this video today. We're going to be reviewing technically volumes 1 and 2 Kagurabachi, but this is the Sojo arc. I call it the Sojo arc versus Sojo arc, where Sojo is the main antagonist. And I got a good... I thought it was a solid arc. I'm going to be putting some of my favorite panels from the arc as I speak about it, but there was a lot to like about this first arc of Kagurabachi. Obviously, off the first few chapters, I could already tell I was going to enjoy it off. Simply the fact that the main character was just cold. He was nice with the sword, the enchanted sword that he wielded. He was ice cold. Is it called what? Enten? Enten is his enchanted sword name. And Sojo's sword is called Cloud Gouger. So honestly, just the fact that we have enchanted swords in this verse is already amazing enough. But we're not here to do an overview of the series. We're here to review the arc. So let me start by saying this is one of the best first arcs I've read in a series in a while. It's very engaging for being a very new series, for being the first arc that gets you hooked, and it does a very good job at getting you hooked. Simply just it has a lot of uniqueness and personality, and they easily could have gone like the Demon Slayer route, given that it's a whole bunch of like sword wielders and stuff like that. But it seems like a lot more. First of all, the effects, the abilities they're using is all real. If y'all didn't read about, if y'all didn't hear that the creator said that every like visual you see in Demon Slayer are just like, they're not like actually there. It's just I guess it exaggerates just how fast or how powerful the swing is of the sword. Anyways, moving on. I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, my favorite character, obviously, so far. Y'all don't know, I have a track record of writing hard for my MCs. I love a good MC, and they usually end up being my favorite character of the show. I always have favorite characters that aren't the MC, but again, Chihiro falls into the MC love for me, so I really just like Chihiro. How he just comes off really cold, and just his aura to begin the story. And obviously he's like still has a lot to grow, a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to experience. But just off rip, just being cold and shutting things out, it's just like you could tell there's a story behind that, because obviously something happened to his dad, and all that you get in the first chapters. But I'm here mostly to talk about the volume 2 side of things, maybe the second half of volume 1, where Char is introduced. I thought Char was a wonderful character to play off of Chihiro. I love Chihiro's character. But I liked it a lot more when Char was introduced, because you could see how different their personalities were. Obviously, in age and appearance, in every sort of way, they're different. But there was a little soft spot in there for Char that Chihiro had, and they played off each other well with how different they were. And honestly, you kind of saw a different side of Chihiro, a more protective side rather than a vengeful side. And it worked really well for the plot points that we were gonna get in the future. So. or that we got in the future at the time of reading. Obviously, I'm done reading it now. But yeah, I really, really like Char's character because he's like a little she. Oh my gosh, is Char she or he? No way, no way. What happens when bro? I swore it took me like months to read these 2 volumes because I started digital, and then I bought these 2 volumes. I read the rest of volume 1, and then I read all of volume 2. But like before that, it was like a few months gap from when I reacted to like what chapter 6 and 7 or 7 and 8 of Kagurabachi. I don't even know. So when Char gets kidnapped, I honestly didn't expect him first of all to get kidnapped because it felt like he was so safe in Chihiro's hands because Chihiro was just handling any enemy they got. Even when they were attempting to fight him off, like when they went to go get a sandwich at that one shop, and then he still was able to bring him back. Okay, thank you. But I also didn't expect him to be tortured as a result. Oh my gosh, please focus. There we go. I didn't expect Char to be tortured while he was in captive. He was in captivity. Obviously because of his special power, the power he has to rapidly heal things, heal himself. But they were taking advantage of that. It was Sojo had a team of like scientists, I believe, just working on him and trying to make was he trying to make work? I think he was trying to make the ore that made the enchanted blade that the enchanted blade originated from. Yeah, I remember that. He was trying to do something with it, and fuse it with like Char's power to either make a new sword or make himself stronger. But it wasn't working because Char's power, the gimmick is he has to want to do whatever you're using the power for. So the fact that Char didn't want to help these guys meant it wasn't gonna work. So we obviously see in the last fight when Chihiro fought Sojo for the second and last time, which is oh my gosh, that fight was amazing. We saw that because Char was willingly giving him his power, that he was able to heal and rapidly, help Chihiro recover and probably end up even stronger for that fight. But the abilities for this show have just all been really interesting. I just love swords too, so you really got me with the whole sword play. Even the sorcerer fight. Oh my gosh, the sorcerer fight was actually probably my favorite fight in the entire first arc, with all the special op sorcerers versus Sojo. I forgot their name. I forgot if they had a name. I know the Kamunabi. I don't think they were Kamunabi specifically. The Kamunabi is the organization that sent them, from my understanding. Again, I'm going off of like a lot of gaps in times I've read, but next arc, I promise I'll be better. I'll start it and read it all the way through before I decide to review it. But that was my favorite fight. The abilities just showcased were amazing, and kind of seeing Sojo pop off was fire. I love me a good villain. It's like I don't ever want to just. What's the point of watching something that's comes easily to any character? So if the antagonist is really good, then it's gonna be worth beating in the end. So the fact that he caught so many bodies off of that special elite force and then just dipped to Chihiro, I was like, bro, even though there were survivors, I was like, they got done dirty. Like that man evolved mid-fight with his Cloud Gouger and just started going crazy with the abilities. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta read this back and then just see all the panels and match them up. But yeah, Sojo was one of my favorite parts of this arc. He was a very, very cold and he didn't care. Very cold antagonist. And honestly, it was the fact that he could talk to Chihiro in a way that obviously he opposed him, but he was also willing to hear him out regarding Chihiro's father, because he had a lot of respect for Chihiro's father for creating the enchanted blades. But he took a different meaning from that than Chihiro did, and then that he probably didn't even intend. But he was like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna use these enchanted blades and I'm gonna murk everybody. But I really liked Sojo as a character. I loved that scene in the spa where he was, I forgot who he was talking to. I think there was one where he was in a hot tub, and it was kind of like, it was like his introduction. I think I just really like the art for that. scene. The second scene I'm talking about, the hot spa, people pulled up on him and they're like, "Oh, yo, this." They were probably like negotiating with him, saying, "Hey, this wasn't part of the deal." Blah blah blah. He bodied them, and then his hot tub water turned red, and he was like, "All right, I'm out of here." But he stayed in it. You know how nasty that is, but that's aura low key. Like, damn, that man just he bodied them, let the pool run red, and then he got out. Like, bro didn't want. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's oh I can't. But I did really like Sojo for the fact that he threatened Chihiro a lot, who was already a really cold and determined character. Very, very passionate and I would say hateful a little bit, because he obviously wants revenge for what happened to his dad. But it was one of the best antagonists to start Chihiro off with, just because it kind of gives him like reality check. Like, obviously we start with him like being really hateful, and I actually kind of a little cocky. He was like, "Bro, I'll handle this. Like, I need to defeat them anyway. I need to kill these people." And it kind of puts him in his place, because you saw when he first met Sojo in the street. And I also, real quick, I love Chihiro's abilities. I love the Inten's abilities with the black goldfish. Oh my gosh, it's so clean, and the evolution of the abilities as he goes throughout this arc is amazing. But that first fight with Sojo, you could really like. Even Chihiro says himself, he's like, "Bro, he's way stronger than me. At most, I can probably hold him off for this amount of time until backup comes." But he was already just thinking about backup. He wasn't thinking about defeating this man. He was like, "Bro, that man is way stronger than me. I cannot beat him." And that's just off rip, just seeing him. So I really like that fact. I like the fact that damage actually does damage in this show. Obviously, in like a lot of other series, you see the especially shonen, the heroes take damage, but they're pretty good to come back and recover and all this. But with Kagurabachi, at least, it feels like a little bit more real. Like, Chihiro sustained damage from his first encounter with Sojo, so when he pulled up versus like lighter weight, like minions and bosses, he was still struggling because he was just that damage from when he fought Sojo. So I kind of like brought him down to their level and still kept it like, bro, he's not gonna wipe these people. He needs to be careful, and it keeps the stakes like raised. So I really enjoyed that, and the fact that even though he eventually got healed by Char, it was still like plot driven. Like, it was part of the plot where you were revealed that Char would have to want to help you, and honestly he would have needed that anyway, because Sojo was finna pull up on him a second time. So that was like, I thought that was really well done, and it's usually not like BS, usually like how shonen is. But when I say shonen, I'm talking about like Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Bleach, Fairy Tail, like all these like, you know, power of friendship kind of like shows. Not like, I guess My Hero counts too. Not like Attack on Titan, not like Jujutsu Kaisen. Those are like new age shonen, but y'all get what I mean. I just really enjoy the power system. I enjoy how the plot was going, the pacing for everything. And I really did like the world building at the end of the arc a little bit. We got to see, I believe, the Kamunabi, or a higher up organization, talking about how Chihiro is now a threat because he owns the sword, but they don't own it because Chihiro is his own party. Like, that's him, and they're like, they've currently just left him alone with it. But like, he's not under their control, so now they're like threatened by him. They're like, "Hey, yo, are you sure that's a good idea? That's an enchanted sword that he's wielding. He might just be the same as Sojo if Sojo, you know, was still alive." So, yeah, I really love that. And Char's lore was also a really big highlight. It kind of did make me sad seeing his mom, and also correct me if I'm wrong, if Char is a girl or a guy. I just thought Char was a kid. Like, bro, I'm about to pull it up real quick. Char. Her. I've been saying he this whole time. Char is a girl. I'm sorry, Char. Char. Seeing her backstory was one of the highlights, because it was really sad. Obviously, her and her mother have the same, like, it's a genetic ability. So her village was being wiped out and sought after because of this ability. And her mother obviously had to, I believe she sacrificed herself to save Char, when they kept experimenting on her and gave her a chance to escape. I might need to revisit that just to make sure, but what I got from it was Char's backstory was really sad because she had to leave her mother, and they have been targeted forever because of this ability that she passed down to her child. And they don't play. Like the torture that they were giving Char, like she was actually getting tortured. They would play with her limbs, cut off her legs. Like it was serious because they just wanted to, test the gene that would help her heal. And it was just sad to see. I was like, damn, they really cut her legs off in the middle of the car so she wouldn't get away until they got to the lab when they had first kidnapped her. And I was like, damn, bro. Damn, that must have been not nice. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed this first arc. The battles, the fights, I would say camera angles, like this is animation. The paneling was amazing. I loved every angle of every shot, and I'll put some of like my favorite shots at the end of this video. But I'm gonna give the Sojo arc a 9 out of 10. It's gotten me really hooked on Kagurabachi. I think the fact that I was able to find these physically helped me like lock in on finishing the arc. But I think I'm gonna also lock in because now JJK is not here, so the only manga I'm really reacting to besides Corey's manga is Boruto. So if I could add this to the list, Kagurabachi, that's why I gotta catch up and then start doing it weekly. So we can cook a little bit, y'all. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Make it so that Kagurabachi makes it to the reaction list. Again, y'all let me know. Comment, subscribe. But yeah, please let me know in the comments if you guys have any specific chapters. If y'all are following it currently, let me know if there are any chapters specifically you want me to react to, and then I'll make sure to set those aside for reactions. Excuse me, but that's gonna be it for me. 9 out of 10 for me for this first arc. Very good. One of the best first arcs I've read, and I heard from my friend EJ it only gets better. So shout out EJ. And I'm gonna keep locking in and catch up, and hopefully we can review the next arc after I'm finished with it. So much love. Make sure y'all remember to drink enough water, eat enough, get enough rest, take care of personal hygiene. We can now be the best version of ourselves, spread a positive energy throughout the world without first taking care of ourselves. This has been More Pass, and I'm a peace out.